Well, good evening, everybody. How are you? This is Maxine English coming from Unlocking the Fearless You. And today is Content Tuesday. And I've been on already once today, which I was on at 1 o'clock today, talking about the empowerment event and talking about, what we can do to make ourselves go forward when it comes down to, doing broadcasts and stuff like that. So when I was writing my content today, I thought, well, is there nothing better than the fact is it's thinking positive and moving ourselves forward. Sorry, I'm just hiding my stuff on here. Yeah, so and that's where my content come from today. And the reasons why I decided to give you this content today about positive thinking and about moving forward is I've had over the last few months so many people come to me and say, I wish I was like you. I wish that I could think like you. I wish I can do things like you. Now, it's not about wishing, it's just about mindset. It's about the way you think, it's about the way you feel, it's about the way you go ahead and do things. So today I thought, well, why not put some content together about me as a person and, the way I think and feel about things? Because, hello, nice to see you. I don't know who it is because you've only put hello, Maxine from Inspire to Achieve Global TV. If you put down in the bottom left-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner, you'll see you can put your name on there rather than Global TV and I can see who you are, which is absolutely amazing. Hi, Susan. Nice to see you, my lovely. Come in, ask your questions, ask away. Anything that you want to know, you're more than welcome. So today it's all about, positive thinking and how to move forward easier, because so many people in life struggle with positive thinking about how to get over obstacles. And I thought, well, why don't I put a bit of my brain in here and give that to you? That's the best thing that I can give you. Because so many people have so many negative thoughts around me, around you, around everybody else, and I just wanted to give you a bit more of an insight of how I think of things. So what we're actually going to do is go through a 21-step process. I know it seems like such a long thing, but I'm not going to go over it in big details. But if you do actually want to ask me questions, you can ask away. That is not a problem. So the best thing to do is unlock the fearless you. The reason why I chose that is because I've gone through plenty of fears in my life, and I thought, well, but unlocking the fearless you, it's bringing that tiger in you. It's bringing out, that fearless person saying, I can do this. And every time that, I go on broadcast and I see that and I'm like, yes, let's do this. And it's positive thinking. And it's the way of changing your mindset into a positive way, which is, the best way to go around anything. And by doing that, you can do that in life, you can do that in business, you can do that in so many different areas of your life, you can do that in relationships. So, we're going to go through the steps. And as I said, any questions, then give me a message. I'll read them down there once I go through a few of the steps like I normally do. So number one, forgive the unforgivable. Now, some of you know my story. Some of you know about, obviously, my ex-husband trying to murder me in front of my children, breaking my back. Some of you know about my previous relationship with my son's father, where he was, not only was he abusive to me, but he also cheated on me with many, many women. So it's very much that until you forgive other people, you don't heal. And so many people forget that. So many people hold grudges. And the problem is when you hold a grudge, it means you still care. And if you don't care, you don't hold that grudge, you move forward. It's a natural healing process. So, say goodbye to all the grudges. You don't need them. There is no reason for them. What does it actually achieve? If you've got a grudge against a partner, whether it's male, female, whatever it is, you've got a grudge against a partner, they're happily living their life and you're sitting there like, and what does that actually do to you? Does that make you happy in your life? Does that make you move forward? No, it doesn't. So then why hold on to something that's all it's going to do is stop you in your path and make you procrastinate to where you are now? But I loved him. Do you know what? So what if you did? He's moved forward. Why shouldn't you? I know it's very easy for people like myself to say that, and it does take a long time. But I'm giving you shortcuts because, once you get over that thought and that feeling process of, he did it, he loved me, he wants to be with me, it's just the way he is. Get yourself over that situation and change your mindset that, he can't have loved you, she can't have loved you, to do what they've done. Or the fact is, it might be in business. The fact is that, I know somebody that got really screwed up by someone in their business and it's cost them dearly, whether that's money, whether that's, the business to start with, and they've had to shut the business down, but holding that grudge does not help anybody. and you can't open yourself up to a new business if you've not closed that other chapter. So I would say to you, don't punish them by not punishing yourself, because if you're going to keep doing that, you're not going to move forward, and you're not going to be able to go, to the next page, to the next chapter, to the next book, to the next bit in your life. Okay, so that's the first thing, is distance yourself from negative people. Don't punish yourself, don't punish them, heal from it, learn from it, and move on. Forget and move on. That's exactly what you've got to do. When it's good to say no. Now, a lot of people, they are a yes person. I have been one of them people. I'm happy to help anybody out. Yes, of course I can do that. Yes, no problem. It does happen. But the problem, what happens is sometimes that when, like as it stands at the moment, I am so busy with so many things that I'm doing with obviously myself and all the things that I'm doing when it comes down to the book, the broadcasting, the life coaching, the business coaching, helping out Bradley with the 12, of all the things that I'm doing. I can't be a yes person to every single person, because by doing that, I would have no time to myself. I wouldn't have a life, and, everybody will literally be sucking me dry like an emotional vampire. So it's very much, you've got to learn to prioritize what you can do, prioritize what you can't do. Take a step back, look at your health, look at any obligations that you've got that need prioritizing, and basically go with those. Just don't be afraid to say no. Because it's not going to do you any good by saying yes all the time to everybody. Your next thing to do is be healthy. Now, I don't just mean, eating the right things. I mean, lots of different ways of being healthy. I mean, food is just one step. Sleep is another. Making sure that you rest. Some people rest by just sleeping, but other times you just need to be still. Whether that is in meditation, whether that is sitting there reading a book, whether that is just sitting there doing nothing, looking into thin air, whatever it is, your brain needs to rest. So that's what you need to do. You need to go and do activities, and you need to have fun, because it's like anything in life is, if you have too much of one thing, this then doesn't work. This then shuts down. So whether, it's like I had a conversation with Bradley over the last couple of weeks, just to give an example. Now he's slaving away, he's working away, getting everything done on the computer, getting all the designs up and running, getting everything done, absolutely amazing. And it does look absolutely beautiful. However, on Wednesday, I said to him, come out to the Christmas dinner do on Pinewood Studios. He's like, no, I'm too busy. Do you know what? But you need the rest. You need to have time for you. You need to go and have fun. You're still networking. You're still doing stuff, but you're chilling. And you know what? He did it, and it worked out so much better, because now he can go off and he's had that bit of a break, and he's moved forward. So, if you're finding that you're having a lot of those problems and you need to have a break, then have a break. Yesterday, right, I slaved myself Friday, Saturday and Sunday so much that yesterday I slept for 19 hours out of 24. 19 hours, like a record breaker. So, and I needed that sleep. I know I was meant to ring people, but I just knew that I wouldn't be functioning today or the rest of this week if I didn't catch up with what I needed to do. So sometimes you just need to stop, prioritize, be healthy, in every aspect of your life, to make sure that you move forward. Because if your brain starts getting affected, then nothing else works. Okay. Right. Okay. So you've also got give to those who deserve you. Now, you will find that some people, they give things to negative people. If people are going to be negative all the time, even when you've given them something that they could possibly use, whether it's given them a job or whether it's given them an opening, a fresh start or anything at all, you'll find that some people will automatically be negative and say, I can't do this. Instead of going, do you know what, that's a really nice idea. Thank you so much for doing that. I'll actually go and give that a try and see if I can do it. And if they can't do it, they come back. That's absolutely fine. But when you actually give someone an opportunity to actually help themselves out and they go, nope, I'm not doing it, the fact is that you can't keep going on and on and on with those people, because all that happens, it just drains you. Like I said before, they're like emotional vampires, and you just can't keep that up. So it's either that you put yourself around positive people, or they need to change their mindset to be congruent in with yourself. Make sure that you work together, because otherwise all that's going to do is hold you back, and you can't always do that. And then the people that you need to be around is friends, it's family, it's colleagues, things like that, positive energies that are around you. And anything that's not positive, step back from it. Okay. So we've got in here, I'm going to go through to some of the people actually on the comments right now. Okay. So we've got a few in here already. Hello to everybody that's here. So we've got Inspired to Achieve Global TV Riches. Hello. We've also got Susan. Hello, Susan. It's nice that you're in the house. Miss Day's in the house. Adam's put, hey, Maxine. Hi, everyone. How are you? I'm just thinking a lot about one thing. Okay, sometimes if you've got a goal that's what you need to do, then that's what you need to do, as long as it's a positive one. Susan's put, if you still have love for them. Yeah, if you still have love for them, you have love for them. But the fact is it's very much in the past. You imagine carrying all that baggage from your past and bring it to your present and bring it to your future. How much of that baggage are you going to be able to carry until you buckle under the strain? How much up here can you carry until you buckle under the strain? And when you let go of some of that baggage and when you move forward and there's a positiveness with it, how freer do you feel? How much more positive do you feel? How many more goals can you put in there because you've got space? That's what you've got to think of. It's all different things that you have to think of to go with it to make you feel positive. Roy says, no is good. You know, it can be. You know, it can be, Roy. At the end of the day, you can't be a yes person to every single person. Adam's put, sorry to be negative, Maxine, but it's not that easy to sleep when you have mental health issues. Do you know what, Adam? I understand that, you know, but it's not just about sleep. It's about everything in your life. You know, given opportunities, take it with all your arms open and move forward with it. Don't just sit there and go, I don't know whether I can do it. I know it's your first thing. I know it's an anxiety problem. I know this. I understand that. And that's the reason why, you know, when that happens is people give you a second, third and fourth chance. It's not just, oh, you know, don't speak to them no more. That's not what it's about. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying to you is that when you've spoken to people many, many times, and the fact is that it's still a no-brainer of them just keep going no, no, no all the time, you cannot keep wasting time on the people that are not going to help themselves. Because in anything in life, if you don't have people helping, you know, helping themselves, you're never going to get there. It's never going to happen. You're never going to get to your goal. They're never going to get to their goal. And all they're going to do is drag you back. It's like the old saying, you know, you can put a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. You're not going to sit there and get his head and go, drink it. You know, it's not going to happen. So you just let him be there and you let him stay there next to that river. And you go, do you know what? If you want to drink, you drink. But if you don't, I'm going to leave you to it and you let me know when you're ready. Yeah, you can't keep going to these people all the time because it will be absolutely emotionally draining. Roy's put, health is vital. It's exactly that. It is, Roy. It is vital completely. I'm glad to hear you got some sleep. I did. I know. 4:30 in the morning, Susan, listening to your live, making sure you got everything. But you know what? You got there. You know, we got over it. We got it sorted. But that's what it is. You know, I'm here for you. You know, you are one of the ladies that help yourself all the time. You're willing to push. You're willing to keep going. And I'm willing to be there for you. You know, and that's the thing. You keep going. And that's exactly what it is. So greetings to Roy, greetings to Adam, greetings to Susan. Absolutely amazing. It's lovely for you to be here. Roy, thank you ever so much, my lovely. You know me. I try to give you as much content as I possibly can. And obviously just to make sure that, you know, this also gives you an insight to me and how I think and how I feel about things. Because, you know, it's very much that a lot of people say to me all the time, you know, you're such a positive person. How do you do it? Well, do you know what? Listen to these steps because this is how I do it. Okay, there's a lot of steps here, so I'm going to carry on going. Okay, so we've got to give you those who deserve it. The next step is confront your anxieties. Do you think I not get anxieties over something? Do you think that I'm not human? Do you think I'm a robot? Because at the end of the day, every single person gets anxiety over something. Do you know what? It's natural. We're human. It happens. Okay, but what it is you don't run from your past. You don't run from your problems, okay? And by hitting everything head on, but make sure you stand your ground. Be the Wonder Woman. Be a Wonder Woman pose or a Superman pose. Rah. You can't see it from there. Look. See, I'm posing. I'm doing the pose, okay? So basically by doing that, what that does is you get to the core of the problem and you get rid of it. You know, you can just keep running forever. It's very much you've got to fight it out. And the good always wins if you let it. You just got to make sure you let it. And the thing is if you don't confront them anxieties, if you worry about something so much, I mean, I have this with my daughter. I mean, she just had an anxiety attack all of like 20 minutes ago. You know, she had a tooth that was sitting there and she said to me, Mummy, I've had a really bad problem today. I touched my tooth and it cracked. I was like, right, okay. So what happens with that then? Well, I don't know. It's just cracked and it's really sore. Okay. And then the next minute I know she's come running into me, Mummy, my mouth's bleeding and there's blood everywhere. So I've gone to her, right, sink, get it sorted out, clean her mouth out, saw water, her tooth's come out, and she's gone into a panic attack that all her teeth are going to fall out. Okay. Now, I've sat there with her, I've calmed her down, we've talked, we've talked it out, we've got to the core of the problem. Why do you think your teeth are falling out? Because I touched my tooth and it cracked. Right, why did it crack? Well, because it was loose. Are the rest of your teeth loose? No. So they're not going to crack? No. Okay, so they're not going to fall out then? No. We've got to the core of the problem. The problem is that we've got over our anxiety of what's happened. Now we need to stop the bleeding. Down goes the salt water. So it's very much is do that with everything in your life and what you're doing. If you're finding that you're sitting there having anxiety about something, and you're really worried about it, just stop. Take a step back. No matter what it is. It might be the fact is that, broadcasting. Let's just do broadcasting for argument's sake. A lot of people go, I can't do that. I don't know how to do content. I don't know what to do. I can't put myself in front of the camera. I can't do it. I can't. Right, stop. Take a step back. What is it can't you do? I don't know how to do it. So if I showed you how to do it, would that be easier? Well, that would help. Okay, so what else is it? What I don't know what to say. Tell me about a life experience. So they talked to me about a life experience. Okay, so out of that life experience, how did you get over that? Well, I got over it this way and this way. Okay, so that is your first amount of content. Your content is you was put in this situation and this is how you got out of it. Some people that listen over the lives don't know how to get out of a particular situation. So then what they do is they go and find it on here, on YouTube, on Facebook, on all the other different platforms, talk to their friends and family to find out information, right? But by doing it this way, not only does it actually help you understand what you're talking about and it helps the other person, it helps you heal too. And this is what people got to understand is something, when you've never tried it before, is always going to be, oh, can I really do this? But when you take that first step, once that first step is done, you sit and go, actually, that wasn't too bad. And then the next step, you've done this before, so it's okay, you can do it again. So that's how you start, and that's how you roll on, and that's how you get rid of your anxieties. You've just got to start. Nothing's ever going to be wrong. You just work on it to make it right. And if you miss bits out, then the next time you do it, you add something to it. And if you do say something the wrong way, then you just then turn around and say you said it the wrong way. Or you hopefully other people don't understand or listen to it. So, whatever way it is, you try and help yourself by overcoming that anxiety. So it is exactly that, Roy. The test of overcoming is keep going, confront your obstacles and conquer them and move on. Amazing. See, a man after my own heart. That's exactly that. Because once you actually, you overcome these obstacles, you can just keep going and going and going. The good will win. You just got to let it win. Okay, learn from your mistakes. Yes, everybody has mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I've had many of them. As I said, I'm human. I'm not a robot. I've done many mistakes in my life. It just happens. And what you've got to realize is that you just have to accept them. Okay, no matter what mistake it is in your life, just accept it. If you can't change the mistake that you've done, what are you going to do to worry about it? What can you change? You can't. You can't change what's already happened. It's in the past. You can only deal with what's now and how it reflects into the future. So if it's a mistake that is really going to bugger things up, excuse the language, right? But if you've got something, you take a step back and go, how can I rectify that? What can I do to counteract that to make sure that it doesn't make such a bad impact? Or if it's something that you've turned around and you said something and it wasn't actually meant that way, then be upfront and say it wasn't meant that way. That all comes down to confidence. But it's must have a surprise coming. So you just got to learn with it and you've got to move on. That's exactly what you've got to do. There is no point worrying about it. Goal setting. I set goals all the time. I set goals that my next life is going to be better than my last. That I set a goal that I'm actually going to get to 40 minutes and not 50 or an hour, or is anything I put in there, I'm going to get to the next step. Do you ever, when you was younger, it's like you got the lamppost in the as you're walking home from school and you go, do you know what? I'm so tired. I've had such a long day at school. All I want to do is get home. I just got to get to the next lamppost. and you get to that lamppost and you go, I've got to get to the next lamppost. You know, and I used to do that all the time coming home from school. And you've got to do exactly the same with your goals. You know, you set your yearly goals, but perhaps do them every 3 months. So you can see how you've tracked it every 3 months. Perhaps do it every month. It depends obviously on what your goal is. You know, it might be the fact is that you've decided that you want to lose 2 stone, for argument's sake. So what you do is you track your weight every week to see how you're getting on. It might be the fact is that, you know, you want to earn yourself £10,000 for argument's sake, and last year you earned that in a year. This year you want to earn it in 6 months. So what you do every month, you track what you've earned, and you make sure you get to your goal, and you know how much you need to get every month by looking at the end goal and working your way backwards. So, you know, this is your best way to go around it. And by doing that, you know, by having your goals, they will fulfill you and they will give you success. And that's what you've got to think of. You've got to think of your goals, of what's coming on, what's happening, what's going to happen in the future. You know, look at them goals, write them down. For 2019, these are going to be my goals. This is what I want to achieve to get where I need to get. What it is, it might be the fact is that, you know, you might decide you want to run 100 meters in 20 seconds. That's quite slow, I know, but you know, it's just an idea. It's just an idea, you know. But I would say to you, you know, you don't want to go to the grave like sitting there thinking, I just wish that I would have actually done something. Because if you don't set a goal, you don't then achieve nothing. And if you don't achieve nothing, what's the purpose? I know, you know, Susan, I mean, we had exactly this conversation, did we not? Only a couple of days ago. And I said to you, you know, you look so much happier now compared to what you did 3 weeks ago. And your answer to me was, it's because I now have a purpose when you enjoy doing the broadcasting. So by doing that, you've set your goal is that you're going to start broadcasting. And basically by doing that, you know, every time you come online now, you know, you can see the whole change in your face and how much you're now enjoying it. And it is so enlightening to see that. And it just makes me smile every time I listen to your broadcast. So it's very much exactly that. You know, put goals in place. I want you to write 3 things down that you want to achieve in 2019, whether it's 1 major goal and 2 smaller ones that you want to do on a monthly basis, or it's literally 3 major goals that you want to achieve. I mean, obviously make them achievable, but obviously put them just out of arm's reach. So then you've got to work for them. And that's what I say to you. That's what I do every single year, that I make sure that I set myself goals. So challenge yourself. This is a big one because a lot of people don't like challenging themselves. I challenge myself every single day without fail, whether that is being a parent, whether that is being a daughter, whether that is being, you know, getting my daughter on, you know, to school on time, whether that is, you know, working my other business. I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah, or whether, you know, whether it's actually doing broadcasting. I want to make sure that my broadcasts are better than the next one. I don't want to repeat myself. So it's very much, it's challenging yourself in your life. You know, our weakness is when we recognize our own failings. You know, that's what you've got to understand, our own failings, and not look at our achievements. And that's what we normally do, is when we look at things in our life, we think about how we failed, what we haven't done, what we haven't learned, what we haven't achieved. And the human brain does that all the time. Oh, do you know what? I didn't get to bed on time early enough. Oh, do you know what? I didn't say this when I was meant to. Oh, well, do you know what? I didn't say the right thing on the broadcast today, which I should have said. But look at the things that you did do. Look at the things that you did achieve. You know, stop looking at the negative points of things and look at the positive side. Because what you do by looking at the positive side, you know, it makes you feel happier rather than sitting and going, oh, well, I'm just useless. You know, you look at yourself and you go, do you know what? I've achieved broadcasting today. This is my 2nd broadcast. My daughter got out today. She got to school. She had an amazing day. You know, I went to mum's and I spent time with her and I saw my brother and we chatted. And, you know, look at all the good things that are in your life. That's what you've got to look at. You know, you've got to think about all the positives, because by looking at yourself, even perhaps look at yourself from the outside. You know, look at yourself and go, if you looked at you in someone else's eyes, would you sit there and go, look at her, look what she's done, look what he's done? Or would you sit there and go, wow, look, they've achieved, look how well they've done. You've done really well today. I can't believe you've done all that. You know, you must be rushed off your feet. And the thing is we don't praise ourselves enough. We don't give ourselves enough credit for what we do. And that's another thing that you've got to do. You've got to look at your values. You've got to believe in yourself, and you've got to give yourself achievements, and you've got to be proud of what you've achieved. I mean, this year alone, I could look at it as though, do you know what? I worked so hard and my shop closed in August. You know, how much of a failure is that? But do you know what? It's not. Because what happened this year is that my shop closed, and the reason why that closed, because, you know, I went online, so that now makes me time free. And with that extra time, I've been able to go to Yes You Can Inspire to Achieve. I've been able to become a broadcaster. I've been able to write my book. I've been able to help other broadcasters. I've been able to go on the live program. You know, I've been able to, you know, get in with Bradley Chapman's 12. There is so much more that I've achieved because of something else that's happened. But do I look at it that I failed on one thing, or do I look at all the achievements that I've achieved over the last few months? And that is the way of looking at it, looking at total positivity. You know, it's not a negative one because it's made room for something else. And that's the thing. Any negative thing that happens in your life, it's making room for a positive, because sometimes in your life you cannot, and life will not allow you to have something positive if something negative is standing in the way, because your mind will not look at it that way. Your mind will just carry on being a negative influence. And then you won't ever see anything that's being done as a positive. You'll just see it as just another hassle, another struggle. So it's all changing the mindset. Be proud of what you are. Be proud of who you are, and be proud of what you've become. And that's what you need to do every single day. I'm going to go back to the comments. Okay, so what have we got here? So we've got, yes, so we said about Roy, the test of overcoming is keep going. And we've also got learn to continue. The same actions will result in the same outcome. Exactly that, Roy. You know, you need to change your actions, change your results if you want a different outcome. You know, it's just the easiest thing to do, but some people keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. But then, you know, it depends on what you're looking at. I mean, would it be looking at that's a negative thing to do? Or would you see it as a glass screen that if you hit it, keep hitting it over and over and over again, that you'll break through one day? So again, that all comes down to mindset, all comes down to the way you think and feel. If you know something's right and you want to go for it, then go for it. If you hit that brick wall, then go for it again, you know, until you get that positive result. If you know it's coming, then just keep going for it, no matter what. Plan your work your plan equals success. It does indeed. Roy says it's goal setting. Roy says little victories. Yes, love that, little victories. Susan said, yes, we did. Yes, that's our conversation that we had. And I hope you don't mind, obviously, me saying that live on here, because I thought it was an absolutely amazing thing for you, Susan. So big up for Susan. And we've also got, Roy says, great work. Feeling blessed there, Roy. Thank you ever so much. Also, Roy's put, look within yourself and you'll see where you are weak, and work and become strong. It's exactly that, Roy. You know, you do have to work on your weaknesses. You know, you've got to be mentally strong. I wasn't always this strong. I wasn't always this person that you can come to and I could overcome everything and anything, because you know what? Nothing touches me. And the reasons why nothing touches me is because I have that barrier up to say, no matter how bad things get, I will have rainbows at the end. It might look shocking now, but I know that all it's doing is watering my garden. This storm is watering my garden and watering and watering. And more it's watering, the more I'm learning. And the more I'm learning, the more I'm experiencing. And you know what? That's also a positive thing. So by actually going through all that, what happens? It then turns that whole lot of storm into the best thing that ever happened. And that's what you've got to remember, because you know what? If the garden doesn't have water, if the garden doesn't have a storm, then the garden doesn't grow. You can't have sunshine all the time, because if you had sunshine all the time, things would die, and with that, you wouldn't appreciate them, you wouldn't be grateful, and you wouldn't be the great person you are today. Just wanted to let you know that. Susan's put, I share everything. I don't mind at all, especially if it helps someone else. See, that's absolutely amazing. See, Susan, that's brilliant. That's exactly how it should be, you know, and see it as a positive thing. You know, nothing is ever negative, no matter what. So going on to that, let's talk about don't procrastinate. God, we're going through, not even halfway through yet, running at number 9, and we've got I've done half an hour already. So let's get moving. Okay, so don't procrastinate is keep moving. And, you know, life is all about moving. It doesn't matter, you know, whether you're moving side to side and you feel like you're not going forward in life, because while you're going side to side, you're actually still moving and you're learning, you're experiencing. When you move forward, you're then moving forward for the better. If you move back because of a failure, or because of a setback, or because of difficulty, or because of whatever it is, it doesn't matter, you're still moving. Because again, while you're moving back and you're going through that failure, you're then learning that that is not the way to do it, but this may be. And you know what, if you go for that failure 10, 15, 20 times, as long as you change what you're doing and you still fail, is you'll find 15 ways how not to do it, and you'll find the other ones soon. So that's the way to look at it. So you just got to keep going, no matter what direction you're in. You just got to keep getting there, my lovelies. So if you stumble, dust yourself off and try again. As I said to you before, if you was a child and you just started learning to walk, if you decided not to get up one day and go, no, I'm not doing it no more, you would never ever be walking. So, you know, you are made to keep trying. You're born to keep trying. So you just got to keep going. You've got to keep doing it. So you've got to remember, play the game. Life is a game. Play the game. And the time it's ever game over is the day that you're not here anymore. Happiness, not objects. So many people are materialistic. So many people. And I've heard it even today. You know, I can't do something. I can't make myself move forward because it's something that I've had for so long. You know, and it doesn't matter what this object is. No objects to stop you moving forward. Life is about living. Life is about dreaming. Life is about planning, goal setting, and moving forward. You know, whether, you know, it's bricks and mortar, whether it's a job, whatever it is, if you're not happy in the situation you're in, then change it. Because change isn't a massive thing. And you've got to find your happiness, you know, find it within yourself. Because once you find it within yourself, you know, and you'll find your happiness, you'll be more grateful for the things that you have. And then once you have those things, you then stop charging after those pots of gold. Stop going chasing rainbows and go, oh, I'm going to find the next rainbow. It's going to be amazing. You know, when you know that, be happy for who you are, where you are, what you're doing. Just keep moving forward with what you're doing. You know, it's not about, you know, chase all the time, because what happens when you chase it and you look at a light at the end of the tunnel and you keep chasing, you go, oh my God, that tunnel's just getting further and further away. What am I going to do? But you know what? If you take things one step at a time and go, I need to overcome this, I need to learn this, I need to experience this, I need to go through that situation, I need to go through this, you'll look up after you've finished all those and go, wow, I'm here. I'm at the end of the tunnel. How did I do that? What happened? You know, you don't realize you're doing it, because what you're doing is you're going one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. You're moving. You're not running. You're not literally being blinkered and ignoring everything around you and just running for something that's just like, it's got no particular goal. It's just there, you know. And the problem is you miss out so much, you know, and you don't want to miss a thing in life. I mean, I was going to break out into song then. Let's not do that. Anyway, so, you know, taking one step at a time is what I'm saying to you, okay? Don't sit there and think objects are a main thing. You know, what you feel, what you think, and your goals are your thing. That is what will make you happy. Your life, your core of you is what makes you happy. Whether it's your family, your children, your partner, you know, even your work, you know, it's what makes you happy. But don't just put it onto one particular object. You know, every day, look into the mirror and say, here I am, I'm alive. Be proud of that. Be happy. You know, the fact is that, you know, enjoy what challenges come today. I don't know what challenges come every day, but every day I wake up and go, I'm awake, I'm alive. That's the best challenge. That's the best thing of all. That's the best happiness of everything. I'm awake for another day. So, you know, enjoy what you've got. Don't think material objects are a main thing, because they're not. All you've got to think about is how you've got to get there and what you've got to do to get there, one step at a time. Protect yourself is another thing. Protection. Now, a lot of people, they go one scale or the other. It's either they don't protect themselves at all and they become a yes person and they help everybody and they get emotionally drained and they end up with no money, they end up with no friends, they end up with no family, they end up with nothing apart from they just sit depressed in a house on their own with nobody around them. Or they go the other way and they go completely protective, put these brick walls up, don't let anybody in, and emotionally and physically they don't have anybody around them, they don't have no friends, they don't have family, they don't go out, Yeah. So as you can see exactly where I'm coming from. It's all about balance. Life is all about balance. So when you protect yourself, right, what I mean is get rid of the toxic people in your life. Get rid of the negativity, whether, you know, it might be a family member, or whether it might be a relationship, or whether it might be a colleague, or it might be a job, or it might be something that's around you. Get rid of it. There is no reason for it to be there. It's not helpful to you in any way. All it does is give you negative thoughts and feelings. Where is that being positive? Where is that moving you forward? It's not. Okay, so you've got to distance yourself, protect yourself, you know, live the life without fearing with people being around you. If you fear someone being around you, that's toxic. If it's toxic, get rid of it. No need for it at all. A life of drama. I've had plenty of life of being a drama. But you know what? It doesn't really get you anywhere. Some people, they can't help but have drama in their life. They thrive off of it, whether they've grown up with drama in their life all their life. And as soon as there's some kind of, you know, nitpicky thing, they're like, ah, or there's some kind of anger issues, or whether it might be that, you know, it's nothing to do with them, but they get themselves involved, right? There's no reason to get involved. There could be something online that I see that might even be put towards me. I keep out of it. There's no reason. All they're doing is wanting me to buy it, because then what happens if I buy it is it then gets into an argument. They think, oh, I feel absolutely amazing. I've got my kick that I needed. They feel absolutely brilliant. And I'm sitting there left going, oh, don't really feel like that anymore. That's really done me over for the day. I'm not feeling that one, you know, and all it's going to do is give me a negative impact. So do you know what? Just don't read it. Just don't get involved. You know, there's no point. If people make you feel bad, get rid of them. There is no point. And or don't listen to them. There is no reason for them to be around you. You know, and if you feel like you need to protect other people, they also need to learn to protect themselves. You know, there's only so much you can do, but don't think that you need to protect and help loads of other people if you can't protect and help yourself. Because what that does, that becomes more damaging to you, and it becomes more damaging to them. Because you need to protect yourself and know how to work yourself and know how to do things in life and how life should be for you then to be able to help. It's like exactly the same as like the aeroplane. Yeah, if you put a mask on yourself before you help your children. Yeah, but the fact is what you've got to look at is, could you imagine, is what you're doing is when you're not protecting yourself and you're protecting your children, is they're also going to go down in that plane and they're not going to survive either, because they're not going to know how to protect themselves, because you're not going to be there because you've suffocated. Yeah, so when it comes down to that, it's very much that you've got to make sure you protect yourself, know what you're doing, know where you're going, earning your own money, doing your own thing. You know, if you're going to talk about relationships to someone, make sure you're in some kind of stable relationship that you know how to deal with it, you know, or make sure that, you know, if it comes down to financial stuff, teaching people how to do financials. If you've been in that situation, you know, don't try and teach people certain things that you don't know nothing about, because all you're going to do is damage them. And then it damages you in the process, because then you'll see them go down it and make you feel bad. So just don't go there. Okay, so resilience is the next thing. Resilience, that is a massive, massive part of being mentally tough, is being resilient. I have gone through so many things in my life. I mean, we're talking about challenges, we're talking about rejection, we've been talking about cheated on, we're talking about hurt, we're talking about setbacks, obstacles, disappointments, hatred. We're talking about everything you could possibly imagine I've gone through. But I'm resilient. And the reason why I'm resilient, because I've gone through them, that's number one. So, you know, pat yourself on the back if you've gone through all that and you're still here today, because you know what? That makes you a tough old cookie. So that's not just me, that's you too. Okay, what you've got to remember, you know, it's not how you go into anything, it's how you come out the other side. So, you know, whether you're a complete mess and you're on the verge of, you know, going on a screaming session, but once you've gone through that situation, how do you come out the other side? Are you going to come out depressed? Where is that going to get you? Are you going to come out of anxiety and fear? Where's that going to get you? Are you going to come out and go, do you know what? That's happened. I've dealt with it. I've overcome it. I'm still living. I'm here. I'm intact. Move on from it. Easier said than done, but it does take time. But you just need to have that mental mindset, that mental toughness to say, Doesn't matter what I'm going to go through, but I'm going to get through this every single time. And I'm going to make sure I get through it, because you know what? My life is for living. My life is for me. My life is the one that I'm going to take further than anything else. And I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to prove to myself and to everybody else that I can do this. You've got to promise yourself that. And that's exactly what you've got to do, because life is not plain sailing. Life isn't fair. But you know what? It's life. Enjoy it. You know, enjoy the bumpy ride. Enjoy, you know, if you're on the sea, enjoy the waves. You know, it's a roller coaster. Have a bit of fun with it. You just got to stay in power. That's exactly what it is. It's stay in power. So you've also got emotional intelligence. Now, this is quite a big one, really, because emotional intelligence is a massive part. Is because understanding other people's emotions, understanding other people's actions and situations, but don't take them to heart. It's very much that someone might do something that you feel hurt about doing, but you've got to look at it as though, let's do an argument's sake. My son's dad cheated on me with quite a few women. Now, I could see that as pain and suffering, and how dare he do that to me? I'm not good enough. You know, obviously I'm a really bad person. You know, I'm not to be loved. I can't trust anybody no more. He cheated on me. Exactly that. Okay. Or do you look at it on the other way? Do you look at it as, well, he's done that. Whose loss is it? Is it his or mine? You know, at the end of the day, I'm glad he's shown his true colours now, because if we would have got married, is it he might have done that later on? And do you know what? Is it the fact is that I didn't give to him, or was it the fact is that he was closed off from me because he couldn't focus on his goal and he couldn't focus on his family? So basically doing that is that I actually got off scot-free, which is brilliant for me, because you know what? Anybody else that takes him, let them get on with it. I think it's actually a brilliant thing, because, you know, if it would have been years and years and years down the line, I could have wasted half my life. So don't waste half your life. It's a very positive thing. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So, you know, I'm just glad that he showed his true colours beforehand. And this is the thing, it's you've got to understand people's emotional states. You know, it's about his insecurities. You know, was he sitting there thinking, you know, is it somebody I don't want to be with? Then that's great, because if you don't want to be with me, then great, don't be with me. Is it come down to the fact is he wasn't stable in his own mind, of the fact is that he could cope with being a parent? It could have been that. You know, I don't know his mind, but all I know is I got off scot-free, and I've got a beautiful boy that actually, you know, loves me to pieces. So whose loss was it in the end? Was it his or mine? So that's exactly how I think about that one. So the next thing is commitment. Now, with commitment, you've got to be mentally tough. And the reason why I say you've got to be mentally tough, because you've got to be consistent. And when you be consistent, is that no matter what, no matter how down you feel, no matter how bad you feel, no matter if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, you've got to show up. You've got to deliver every single time. Don't miss that appointment. Don't get sidetracked. You know, finish what you start and keep going. This could be doing a broadcast. Oh, I don't think I can do it tonight. You know, that's not being consistent. That's not being mentally tough. If you split up with your person, your girlfriend or something like that, oh, I don't think I could ever meet another woman because I couldn't go through that again. Do you know what? Get back on the horse and get going and get done. You know, and it's exactly the same where it's like going to the gym. You know, you can go to the gym and you do the first 2 times, your feet are aching, your legs are aching, your muscles are hurting, your bones hurt. You know, you've had a bath and you still hurt. But you know what? Being mentally tough is going out there the next day and doing it again and doing it again and just keep doing it over and over again. So it's just keep going. And that's exactly what that one is. Develop habits. Now, that is one thing that does happen, is you do develop habits, but it's habits that are positive and they help you focus. And by helping you focus, I mean, it's like with me, I know that if I turn history up really loudly, I know I get in the mood of cleaning. I know it's cleaning day and I'm sitting there like, oh, the last thing I want to do is that. So I turn the music up and I start. Now, I know that if I'm delivering content to you this evening, I will listen to the next 2 days. I will listen to motivational speaking. I will listen to people that have been there and done it. you know, whether it comes down to speakers, whether it's Tony Robinson, whether, you know, you've got Bradley Chapman who's going to listen to some of his broadcasts, you know, whether it could be everybody and anybody that does in that sector. And I sit there and think, oh, that's a really good one, and that's a really good one, and you go, oh, that's, yeah, I can agree with that, you know. And what you do is you just write down a few notes, and you know, you put your emotions and your thoughts and your feelings towards it, and you make your content. And that's basically how I do it, me personally. Now, if I know I need to deal with the kids, no, I'm not getting the duct tape out. It's not happening. It's meditation music. I know I come up into my room. I have 5 minutes to chill. I'm sitting there, 5 minutes chilling. And by doing that, I know that any hassle that I get with the children, I go downstairs, give her a cuddle, and we discuss it and we talk about it. If it gets heated, I walk out of the situation, I come upstairs. And that's the thing. It's very much that you develop your own habits, but develop them as a positive habit, if I could speak. Yep. So that's a good way of doing it, because what it does, it helps you focus in what you want. So if you're setting yourself a goal, yeah, so think about your goal that you've got in your head of what you want to do and what you want to become. What habit could you do every day to make sure that you carry on reaching that goal? What is it that you think that you could do? Perhaps put it in the comments. Perhaps ask me any questions that you want. You know, have you got a certain habit that you want to carry on doing to make sure you reach it? Let's have a little look, you know, see if you've got anything down there. You know, it could be the gym, it could be sports, it could be food, you know, habit of food. If you're, you know, you're going on a diet and you want to lose a stone, you know, what habits are you doing every single day to change your food and your lifestyle to make sure you lose that stone? Rather than having toast in the morning, are you having cereal? Are you going to have that habit? You know, are you going to go to the gym and do a cardio workout every day? You know, what is it you're going to do? So that's what I'm on, developing habits. Delay gratification. Now, there is always a temptation that when you do something, which I know Roy mentioned on earlier, and it is true in some extent. However, when you do have a gratification and you do achieve something, and you don't, I know what's the word I'm looking for. So for example, like you achieve something and you go, yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. I've got my goal. I've got to where I want to get, and it's brilliant. And then you just don't really do any more with it. You've got as far as you're going to get, and you know that you're going to do another 2 or 3 things of these, but it's because you've like celebrated and you've reached it. You've told your brain you don't really need to try anymore. But if you literally just do a small celebration and just go, do you know what? I've done really well there. I'm really proud of myself. You know, it's going, you know, again, we'll go back to the weight side of it. You know, you want to lose a stone. You lost 3 pounds this week. Brilliant. Let's go and have like a whole bar of chocolate. No, go have a square. You know, by doing that, it's like you've let yourself go and gone, do you know what? I can celebrate it, but don't celebrate in a massive thing until you've reached your end goal, because otherwise your end goal will be further away because you've told your brain that you've already reached it. Hope that makes sense. So on the next one is be realistic. Now, being realistic is it's how to handle your failures, because you've got to be mentally strong when you handle failures. Now, I'm very, very realistic. I know that, you know, certain things that I do, if I fail, I pick myself up and I get over it, and then I've got to try again. Now, you know, you might not have what you want right now, but you've just got to keep trying it. You just got to keep going. You know, if it's something that you do, like in broadcasting, if you don't do the right broadcast, then it's like, I'll get it right the next time. You know, but then I'm realistic that I'm not going to be absolutely pitch perfect to every single person. And not every single person is going to turn around and say, you're absolutely amazing. You're great at what you thought and what you said. You know, I understand that. And that's a realistic thing. And that's realistic in everything that you do. Because what happens if you're not realistic in what you do and what you think, and then when or if that you do fail, or when and if you don't achieve as well as you wanted to, it's very much that you feel negative about yourself. It's like I tell people all the time, do you know what? I'm going to be a multimillionaire by the time I'm 50. And people go, really? Really? But do you know what? If I'd have turned around and said, yeah, I'm going to reach 100,000, and then I would have been absolutely devastated. But do you know, if I want to reach £1 million or multi-millions worth of pounds or anything else like that, and I only reach 1 or 500,000, that's better if I've actually set my goal this big. But the fact is, if I don't reach them millions and millions of pounds, I do understand, and I'm not going to sit and cry over it, because you know what, I've still reached that 500,000, or I've still reached that £750,000, or that £200,000, which is something that if I wouldn't have set that goal to start with, I would have been nowhere near that. So be realistic, is that, you know, if you set a massive goal and you don't reach it, be positive on the things that you have achieved, and be positive on the things that you have got there with, you know, and that's what you've got to think about, you know. And if you don't get there right straight away, you just got to keep trying, and you just got to keep going and getting there and getting there. It is the way it is. And what you've got to do is you're ready to step change. Change is number 19. Be flexible. A lot of people don't like change. They find it really hard. But you know what? It doesn't bother me. I just adapt to it. If I know something's got to change, then it changes. It is what it is. You know, life is all about changing. Nothing ever stays the same. You know, whether it's day to night, if someone turns around and says, I absolutely hate winter, I love the sun, I'm a sun baby, I'm not dealing with winter, I'm hibernating, I'm not having none of it. Can you change that? Apart from obviously going abroad for like the next 6 months, can you change it? No, you can't change the weather. So if you can't change the weather, what are you going to do? Put the heating on? Are you going to put a warm jumper on? Are you going to adapt to your surroundings? Yes. So do that in your work life, do that in your home life, do that in everything you could possibly think of. Is when it comes to change, adapt to it, because the way you deal with it is the way the outcome will be. And then when you get that outcome, you'll feel so much nicer with everything that you do. And not only that, is by dealing with things like that helps you become a true leader, because it's very much that nothing phases you. It doesn't matter. Next one is being accountable. We're coming up to the end, guys. It's being accountable. So by being accountable, it's that if there's something that I've not done, I know it's my fault. I know that if Brad gets on the phone to me and says, this hasn't been done, why not? I can't sit and go, well, you did this and you did that. But it's not. It's the fact is I've not done it. Whether I've had a lazy moment, whether I've been busy or whatever it is, it's not been done. So I make sure that I get my things done. I don't need approval for my goals. You know, I'm accountable for myself. I don't need someone to sit there and say to me, this is what you've got to do. You make sure you do this. Because at the end of the day, if I'm waiting on somebody else to make me go forward, am I a true leader or am I just a sheep? Are you a sheep? I don't think you're a sheep. You know, don't get sidetracked on waiting for others. Make sure that you go, do you know what? This is where I am now. This is where I want to be. All these other people can come in, they can help, they can do their thing, do their bit, but you've just got to keep moving forward. And by keep moving forward and going to your own goal, don't worry about the approval of other people. Just keep going now. And by doing that, you'll get to your goal rather than just waiting on other people. And the thing is when you wait for other people, it doesn't always work, because it's only you that can actually do the best that you can possibly can with the goal that you want. Not everybody else sees your mindset. Not everybody else sees your goal that you do. So it's only you that can deal with it. So, you know, be in control of yourself, you know, and get rid of the things that you can't control, and don't worry about those things, and just keep moving forward. So don't get sidetracked and keep moving forward. Be optimistic. The optimistic mindset will take you so far. Yeah, confidence, believe in your vision, see things through the tough times, no matter what, no matter how tough it gets, you just got to keep going. You know, challenge your life no matter what you do. Everything is a challenge. Life is a challenge. Getting up every day is a challenge. No matter what you do, it's a challenge. You just got to take the ball by the horns. You just got to run with it. A positive mindset keeps you going. And that's what you've got to do. Nothing great is achieved by having a negative mindset. And that's what you've got to remember. You know, don't always expect the worst, because if you do, you're only going to get the worst, because it's the only way that you're looking. Expect the best of everything. Expect 110%, and then you'll reach 100%. And you know what? If you don't get 110, it doesn't matter, because you still reach 100. But if you expect 10% and you only get 5, where's that going to get you? So make sure you do the best you can in everything you've got. So I've got all of 6 minutes now before an hour is up. So that is my 21 steps of being me. This is my positivity. This is how I get over my challenges. This is how I move forward every single day. This is how my thoughts and feelings are. This is me. So guys, now you know a little bit more about me. So what I want to say to you is, if you've enjoyed this live today, is, perhaps you want to become a broadcaster. Yeah, perhaps you want to actually put yourself out there. Perhaps, you actually want to give it a go and see what you think and feel. Perhaps you might sit and think, actually, I'd like to go into training. You can go into training and you can do that too. So what I'm going to say to you, if you'd like to become a broadcaster, then message me. And then what we'll do is we'll have a bit of a chat and we'll go through a few things with you and get you booked in. And we need to know is times and days that you can do and what your show is going to be called. If you're not quite sure about a show, not a problem. What we'll do is I'll go through it with you and we can perhaps pick a name out between us. So it's absolutely fine, not a problem. So all you got to do is message me on Global TV, put for attention of Maxine English. And with that, I will go through any broadcasting that you need. Also, what I want to say to you as well is, if you look down below, you've got the Empowerment Weekend on the 2nd and 3rd of February 2019. Not only is it going to be an absolutely amazing weekend, we are talking a game changer. We're talking life-changing events, life-changing people, the networking that you'll get to, the people that you're going to meet, people that are big people that you can have your pitch taken and say, look, I've met them, I've spoke to them, I've interviewed them, I've chatted to them. There's so much things that you can do when it comes to this weekend. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And you know what? If you want to become an affiliate partner, you can do that too. How would you like to actually earn yourself some money over the Christmas and New Year period? Would you like to be an affiliate partner? It doesn't cost you a single penny. All you've got to do is sell some tickets. You sell some tickets, become an affiliate partner for Yes You Can Inspired to Achieve. And then basically with that, what happens, for every ticket that you sell, you will get 25% of the ticket price. So whether you sell a ticket of £10 or whether you sell a ticket of £2,000, it doesn't matter. You'll get 25% of that as a thank you for actually being an affiliate partner with us. At the end of the day, it's all about earning yourself some money. And if you want to come to the event and can't afford it, this is your way forward. This is your door opening. So what I want to say to you guys, this is going to be the best thing for you. Now in here, what I'm going to do is, while we're actually talking about this, is I'm going to put in the comment box, if I can actually get to the comments. There we go. Right, I'm going to put in the link there for you. Okay, so you can, if you'd like to be a speaker, or whether you would like a trade stand at the Yes You Can Inspired to Achieve, there's how to become a speaker and a trade stand. If you'd like to be in the audience, or perhaps you'd like to visit or see a little bit about more what the Empowerment Weekend is about, okay, here is your second link. And with this link, it shows you exactly, what the weekend is going to be about. It also shows you who's going to be speaking, including myself. And, we're all going to be there. You've got Bradley Chapman and the 12, which is us. And you've also got the big people like Andy Harrington. You've got Alfie Best. You've got Greg Walker. There's so many different people that are going to be on that stand up there. You've just got to see it to believe it. It's going to be absolutely amazing and so powerful. Now, also, if you don't, you've not put yourself into being an affiliate partner, because I can help you with that. That is not a problem. If you want to get your ticket straight away, if you do it by the end of this, and you've got until 12 o'clock today, you can actually get your ticket for half price. So here is your 50% off ticket. So if I put on here, 50% off today only, you've got yourself 3 hours. Yeah, within that 3 hours, you can get 50% off your ticket if you want to come on board. And you can actually either sit in the audience, you can either have a trade or speaker stand. You can either have a trade stand, or you can become a speaker. It's entirely up to you. It really depends on what you want and where you want to go with it. So, if you like what you see, absolutely amazing, give me a message and we can set you up with your affiliate partner, or you can actually put it on there as well. So I want to say, guys, thank you so much for listening today. It has been absolutely amazing, like it is every week. I've got another new guest on Thursday. I do apologise for not being on Sunday. I was at an event and it was been absolutely manic. And, I'm here again today. That's a positive. So I want to say thank you very much for joining me. And I do appreciate every single time you come and see me. I want to say thank you to all the people that have come in and helped me today, that have actually been there. And I want to bless you all. And I'll see you all on Thursday. Take care, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.